definitions of ice. You have ice, which is the cold stuff. You have ice, which is the department that's supposed to look after illegal aliens.
Vanilla ice.
But then you have vanilla ice.
Right, thank you.
Which you can dance to. But then you have something known as an ice palace.
Look at that.
Check this thing out. This is outside of our studio this morning. Look how beautiful it looks against the dark of the night sky before we have dawn here in New York City.
Yeah, the fella who came up with Rainforest Cafe and some other great ideas.
Where it thunders every 9 minutes.
I love that
I
place.
like the quesadillas. Boom.
He's come up with a new idea. It's called Water, Fire, and Ice, and we've got the ice part and fire out there as well. Also, he's got a brand new book to benefit some great cause. And we're going to talk to that guy coming up this hour right here on a frosty Fox and Friends.
Right. And
cold as ice. Nice.
Special thanks to Foreigners, 1970s hits band. Perfect for this segment.
Is that a sofa with fur on it that we're going to sit on? That's a curvy ice sofa?
They've got a curvy couch.
Nice.
That is really chilly.
And that's the walrus we always open up with.
Kind of looks like the Olympic Games out there with that torch.
Really does. Someone douse the flame so we don't lose our couch.
I'm going to defend you. And a frozen paradise right outside on our plaza. Not many shows can say they have their own ice palace. We'll explain what it's all about.
He's an award-winning entrepreneur and has achieved enormous success, all while having a blast creating new ways to entertain his customers. Now he's taken the heat out of the jungle and putting it on ice with his latest concept, Water, Fire, and Ice. Steven Schussler is the founder of Rainforest Cafe and author of a great new book. It is called It's a Jungle in There, and he's created a special ice palace right here on our plaza today. Good morning to you, Steve.
Good morning, Steve. Thanks for having me.
What a great idea. Now, when you created the Rainforest Cafe, I understand you actually turned your house into a rainforest for a little while to see what it was like, right?
Every room in the house was a vignette, and it was just absolutely unbelievable. 27 tropical birds, waterfalls, mists, cascading water throughout the entire place. We had to do an awful lot to convince people to invest in such a crazy concept, especially in a suburban neighborhood.
Okay, so now you got this new concept. It's called Water,
Fire, and Ice, the Ultra Polar Lounge, the hottest place on ice.
All right, well, let's take a look at what we've got here. And we should point out, you've got something like 100, 300-pound blocks of ice, right?
Right, 15 tons of ice. Took us 15 hours to put together. In the rain, by the way, in the middle of Manhattan. We have Art Deco water. We have Andrew Mark coats. We have the gorilla, which is featured on the front.
Is that real ice?
It's real ice.
Hey, Brian, stick your tongue on this and see if you stick. Maybe not. That's gorgeous. And then if you got water, fire, and ice, you obviously need fire. And let's go over here by Brian, where apparently he is posing for Playgirl magazine.
It reminds me of how I broke into business. This is brings back great memories.
Now get up a little bit. So, Brian, this is Steven.
You think it's rude to lay on the couch when someone makes...
Brian,
nice to see you, Steve. Congratulations on all your success.
Thank you very much.
I'm very excited about this concept. Take a seat right here. We just shot a polar bear and put it here.
Now, how long did it take your workmen to put this together?
It took approximately 15 hours. 15 hours. There you go. Thank you. It took approximately 15 hours to put together. We have ice carvers that came as far as Minnesota to put this together. Ice Occasions, which is an incredible ice company out of Minnesota. And they're actually in 300-pound blocks of ice, which is absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh, there's Greg.
There you go. We'll move that.
Steve, good to see you.
It's good to see you.
And the very first Rainforest Cafe in the Mall of America in 1994 in Minnesota.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
You.
And by the way, the 5 million people that live in Minnesota said to say hello. Everybody said to say hello before I left.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Steve, are you thinking about turning this concept into a restaurant?
Yes, I am. As a matter of fact, the restaurant will actually be on the outside, so people eating will be able to see everybody in the Ultra Polar Lounge inside, which is absolutely phenomenal.
See, I love the Rainforest Cafe. Now I expect thunder and lightning in every restaurant I go to.
Well, it's going to happen here very shortly.
Okay, fantastic.
Now, we should point out the book, It's a Jungle in There, which talks about some of your great inventions and innovations.
And this is what I love about this, Steve, is that everyone's looking for a job. What about an entrepreneur that creates their job and sees opportunity even in an economy like this?
Well, that's an entrepeur that belongs on the Trump show. Donald will definitely welcome them.
All right, well, we're so excited to be visiting the Ice Palace all throughout our show today. So our show.
I'm so hot for her, I'm so hot for her, I'm so hot for her, she's so cold. I'm so hot for her, I'm on
Check out all those
It is literally cool.
No kidding.
Look at that, ladies and gentlemen, the first ever solid ice curvy couch covered in faux fur. Yeah, right. You're clapping. You don't have to sit on it.
Steve Schussler might have his newest restaurant concept.
Yep, it's called Water, Fire, and Ice. He's got a brand new book out called It's a Jungle in There. He's the guy who came up with Rainforest Cafe. Now he's moved on to Water, Fire, and Ice. Today, particularly the ice part. We're going to go back outside and see what it's all about shortly.
That's a guy who can visualize a concept and put it into effect. Here are some hard, cold facts. It took 30,000 pounds of ice and 12 hours of carving to create this great ice palace that Brian and I are sitting in right now. And it's not only a new restaurant concept, but a way to bring attention to a very important charity.
Yeah, we're back right now with Steve Schussler. He's the founder of the Rainforest Cafe and author of the brand new book, It's a Jungle in There. First off, Steve, tell me about these coats.
Oh, these coats are unbelievable.
No kidding.
They come from Andrew Mark, which is a 25-year luxury brand, apparel brand. And it's one of the top in the country. And the reason that we decided to do this with them is because what we do is top collar all the way around, everything that we do. And the one I'm wearing now is a mountain coat. It's sumptuous shearling.
Sumptuous, look at you.
Sumptuous shearling, crafted using vintage Napa shearling. And as a matter of fact, the one
what am I wearing?
Gretchen's wearing a belted down puffer with a signature removable fur trim collar. And it keeps you warm while looking chic.
Right. All right, so all right, now my turn. I'm wearing
You have to get up and
the
do that.
ultimate bomber.
You're wearing a herringbone wool top coat.
Way to go, Brian.
Featuring in our
that's a smooth move.
in the national ad campaign for Andrew Mark. And it's a sophisticated and edgy coat.
But the best thing about this is the cause that this is all about.
That's exactly right. It's a grassroots cause from Minnesota. It was started by a woman by the name of Kim Valentini. It's called Smile Network International. And we fix cleft palates and cleft lips of underprivileged young children and young adults in third world countries. And it's just the most amazing cause, because to fix a cleft palate or a cleft lip, when you see someone with a deformed face and then you see them after their surgery, for $500 we can fix a person's face forever.
And if you want more information about that wonderful cause, you can go to foxandfriends.com. We will link up to all of your links as well.
Fox and Friends, and it's frigid. He is an award-winning entrepreneur and has achieved enormous success, all while having a blast creating new ways to make customers happy. And in his first book, he shares his business secrets. We're back with Steven Schussler, the founder of Rainforest Cafe and the author of a new book, It's a Jungle in There. Steven, good morning. Thank you for having me.
Steve, as I said earlier, I think it's one of the most important lessons you can learn, how to be an entrepreneur, to make your own breaks. You broke it down 5 different tips, 5 different ways.
And they all began with P.
The 5 Ps: people, personality, persistence, product, and the most important, philanthropy.
That's an
Giving
F.
back.
Isn't philanthropy an F?
No, philanthropy is one of the most important ones, and we give all of our proceeds to Smile Network International, which is a grassroots organization from Minnesota. We fix cleft palates and cleft lips on third world countries of underprivileged children and young adults.
And you've traveled yourself to see this all happen, so that's how you know that it works.
I sure have, and I've held those babies, and once you hold one and you see a deformed face, and for $500 you know you can fix a face forever, and you see their parents afterwards, and you see the tears coming down their face, and you see that they have a personality, and they enroll in school, and they become friends with everybody, and they smile, and they look at themselves in the mirror, and they have passion, and they have pride and self-confidence. It changes the world.
And that's why you do that.
That's exactly right.
In the book, It's a Jungle in There, talking about the Rainforest Cafe, it's interesting because you talk about how before it became the huge hit that it is, you actually built a Rainforest Cafe in your house to make sure it was a good idea.
I sure did. In Gretchen's home of Minnesota, as a matter of fact.
You did. And it was also a marketing tool because you wanted people to come and see it so they believe in it.
That's exactly right. We had a gentleman that came 27 times that finally invested in named Lyle Berman. And then it was bought in 2000 by Landry's Restaurants, and they've done a fantastic job since then operating them.
Right, but you also say in your 5 tips, personality. You might have a great idea, you might have great execution, but you got to get people to like you. Fundamentally, still that matters.
It's a people business, and it's very, very important. You have to stand out. You need to make yourself seen, and you need to be passionate about what you do. And if you're not, you really can't do much.
Passion, another of the words, that's your 6th one. Your 6th P word, passion.
Exactly
so
right.
Where can folks find out about this new restaurant that has ice all over it?
Well, they can go to It's a Jungle in There book.com, and they'll learn all about the book, and they can call us at SchusslerCreative.com.
Okay.
And we'll find out all about it.
Fantastic. All right, stand by. Hey, turn the snow machines back on, would you? We're going to come back in a couple of minutes, and you will find out how you could win $1,000 from Andrew Mark. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause. It's snowing in Midtown.